Hello students, I am Shravani Pal, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department at Siliguri Institute of Technology. I am the class teacher of your subject Electrical Circuit and Network, and the paper code is E/S3/CTN. Okay, this is maximum marks of this subject is 150. Mid semester examination will be 20 marks. Assignment and quiz 10 marks. End semester examination 70 marks and practical 50 marks. Theory is 3 hours, tutorial 1 hours and practical is 2 hours. Basically the credit of this subject is 5, and the aim of the subject is here the subjects from the subject we can find the utility in understanding the concept in other electrical subjects such as electrical power system, electrical measurement, instrumentation and electrical machines. From this subject basically we can learn how we will solve different electrical circuit and network, and how we can apply this subject to calculate the various electrical parameters, voltage and current very easily by the different applying different type of theorem, different kind of KCL KVL analysis that we can learn from this subject. Okay, and the objective of this subject is first of number one is we can define the basic elements of electrical engineering and its terminology and energy sources and of electrical circuit and different kind of AC waveframe and its various quantity. And also number two, interpret the response of RLC elements to AC supply, calculate the various parameter of AC circuit. We can analyze DC and AC circuit using the mesh analysis and node analysis that can be done by Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law, and also by the Thevenin's network, Norton's and the superposition or maximum power transfer theorem. We can know the solution of DC networks and also interpret the transient response of different circuit, and also we can know the Laplace transform and two-port network of this subject. Today I will take the introduction class of this subject. Okay, basically first you have to know what are the basic elements of electrical engineering. The basic elements of electrical engineering is the five basic elements here. Number one, that can be divided by two part. One is active elements, another are passive elements. What are the active elements? Active elements are voltage and current source, and passive elements are resistor, inductor and capacitor. We know that voltage and current source, we have learned this about a lot. Okay, because these are the main thing. Active element, before know that know the voltage and current source, why the call it is called active element. We can get the power, these are the supply. We can get the power to energize any other parameters. We will use this kind of elements, that is voltage and current source. And passive elements are the elements which will absorb the power from the active element. That means to energize this elements we have to use the active element. That's why these elements name are passive elements, and these are resistor, inductor and capacitor. Now the voltage source. Voltage source is also known as electromotive force, that is EMF. Okay, you have already learned this. And the voltage source we will basically use, suppose we have a resistance, suppose this is a resistance. Okay, we will use this, suppose this is a point and this is a point. In between the 2 point, what will be, we connect a voltmeter. Suppose we connect a voltmeter in between this, we can calculate the voltage of this particular resistor if it is a closed path. Okay, so the potential difference in between 2 point, potential difference in between 2 point will represent the voltage of the system. Okay, now the unit of the voltage source is basically volt. We will use the unit of the volt. Suppose if you want to calculate any voltage of any the parameter, the unit will be volt. The internal resistance of an ideal voltage source will be 0. Okay, the internal resistance in between an ideal voltage source will be basically 0. The symbol of the voltage source basically denoted by V, and it can be denoted by this and this sign or this sign also. The voltage source may be AC or may be DC. If it is AC, that means alternating current, then we can represent the voltage source look like this also. Okay, and if it is a DC, we will represent by simply this sign. Okay, positive and negative. And the source, generally battery is a very good source of voltage source. Okay, we know the battery is a very good source of voltage. So these are the voltage source. Now the current source. Current source is basically it's a flow of electron. It's the flow of electron. And if suppose we have a circuit, closed circuit, if I have a closed circuit, suppose this is a closed circuit. Okay, due to this voltage source the current will flow. With a closed circuit, due to the voltage source the current will flow. This amount of current is basically, this is the flow of electron. This is called is actually a flow of electron. The internal resistance of the ideal current source is infinite. The internal resistance of the ideal current source is infinite. An independent current source with zero current is identical to an ideal open circuit. That's why if we represent any current source, the if suppose I have a current source, if you want to do write down the equivalent thing, will represent by the open circuit, because the internal resistance in this path is what, it is infinite, because they are infinite. Okay, and the most of the semiconductor device is a that's like transistor is a very good source of a current source. Okay, and current source is generally look like this. Generally we will represent the current source as per the direction of this arrow direction, we will represent the current source. Okay, now these are the active element. Voltage source is an active element and the current source is another the active element. So voltage source we can define, the unit is V, and the current, sorry, the current, basically the unit is volt, and the volt current, the unit of current is, we know that is ampere I. Okay, so if you want to calculate the current of any system, and calculated currents unit will be represented by ampere, and generally the current source will be represented by capital I or small I, or small I. Okay, now the register, and the register is a electrical, it is a resistance register. Okay, it is a element of a electrical system. The property of the register is called resistance. Electrical resistance is the property of a material by virtue of which it opposes the flow of electrons through the material. The flow of electrons, the virtue of basically that means we can also told it will restrict the flow of electric current. The resistance is a property. Resistor are the elements, and resistance is the property which will oppose basically or restrict the flow of electron. Okay, the resistance restricts the flow of electron through the material, and the unit of the resistance is ohm. The unit of the resistance is ohm, and resistance generally represented by R, capital R. Unit of the resistance is ohm. The ohm sign is look like this, and so we can write down in simply ohm. Okay, and the resistance will be represented by this, look like this, will be represented by this. Now if you have a closed source, suppose we have a closed path and voltage source, and there is a resistance, okay, R, and the V is the voltage, I is the current. Now what will be the voltage of that resistance across these two potential, 2 point, what will be the voltage? The voltage will be simply V equals to, it will be V equals to I into R, V equals to I into R. And what will be the current? The current will be simply V by R. So the voltage across the resistance, it will be V into R, V equals to I as per the Ohm's law, and I will be equals to V by R. Okay, this is the resistance. And what will be the power of the resistance? The power of the resistance, P equals to what power? P equals to V into I, and V into, sorry, V equals to what? V equals to I into R into R. So we can say this is I square into R. That is watt. Power will be in watt. Power will be in watt. So P equals to V into I, and the power, V voltage is I into R. So into I, that means I square R, and the watt, the unit is watt. Okay. if we want to calculate the energy loss of the resistance energy, the unit of energy generally defined by W, that is simply 0 to T P into dt, then power with respect to time, if we integrate it, that means it would be 0 to T I square R into T. If we I square I into dt, that is, or p into t, that is, or we can represent that is p into t, that is equals to simply, if we calculate, it will be v square by r into t, or we can represent that is I square r into t. Okay, that is now inductor. Inductor is the element, and the property of the inductor is called inductance. Inductance is the property of a material by virtue of which it opposes any change of magnitude or direction of the electric current passing through the conductor. Basically, the inductor is opposes generally the change of magnitude or direction of the electric current. Change of electric current means with respect to time, that means di dt. It's not it. It is simply di dt. Okay, and the inductor generally denoted by L, and the unit of inductor is H, and it is generally look like a coil. It is a look like a coil. Okay, the unit of the inductance is Henry, or we can write down in short, that is H also. A wire with a finite length, when twisted into a coil, it becomes a simplest inductor. That means when we twist the coil, it will become a inductor. That means in between this, if the current is flow, then the electromagnetic magnetic field will form, and then any change of flow or direction of the current, the electric magnetic field will changes. The change of this field, inductance, or that is calculated basically a voltage of the inductor, and the voltage of the inductor is L di dt. The voltage of the inductor is basically L di dt, and the current through the inductor is simply 1 by L integration of V dt. The current through the inductor is 1 by L integration of same thing. If we want to calculate power, then P equals to V into I. We will put the values of V and I, and we can calculate it would be in watt. Okay, same thing will happen. Now the capacitor. Capacitor is a element, and it is the capability of an element to store electric charge within it. Okay, the property of the capacitor is called capacitance, and here it is the capability of an element which will store the electric charge within it. A capacitor stores the electric energy basically in the form of electric field being established by the two polarities of charges on the two electrodes of a capacitor. Quantitatively, the capacitance is basically, it measures the charge per unit voltage. Okay, and capacitance may be denoted by C. It will be denoted by C. Okay, and the unit of capacitance is farad. In short form, we will write down its F, and it will be look like two parallel plate is there. Okay, and the current, because the capacitor is basically C dV dt, it is C dV dt. Okay, and the voltage is 1 by C integration of I dt. This is the and if we want to calculate the power P, that is V into I, we have to put the values of V and I, and corresponding we have to multiply. This is the capacitance. So we can see that here the we have a generally we have a 5 basic elements of electrical engineering. 2 is active element, 1 is voltage, another is current source, and 3 is the passive element, resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Resistor will be denoted by R, inductor will be denoted by L, capacitor will be denoted by C. The unit of resistance is ohm, unit of inductor is Henry, unit of capacitor is farad, unit of voltage is V, unit of current is ampere or A. Okay, so this is the 2 days class. Okay, if you have feel any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp, or you can mail me. Okay, thank you.